All right, today, special treat. I brought the illustrious Susan Ibitz of the Human Behavior Lab, I believe that's what it's called.
Yes, correct, sir.
All right, now, Susan, amongst doing body language reading and guidance for trials and different things like that, what she is most known for is face reading. And we're going to explore Amber Heard, who, interestingly enough, in 2016 was deemed to be the most beautiful woman in the world scientifically. They literally tracked her face and they said, this face is 91.3% perfect or something like that. And it was the highest in the world with Kim Kardashian coming second. But
Yes.
yet, the most beautiful woman in the world is so completely off putting, we're trying to figure out why. And Susan's here to help us understand.
Let's clarify what we're doing. We have three things that we need to start when we do face reading. First of all, is identifying that the reason we have hearts and money sides, so people can understand what you're seeing. You see in the personal side or the business side, how we present to others on a business environment and how we present to others in intimate gatherings. The second one are the zones, zone 1, 2, and 3. And the third thing that we teach people in the beginning of any level of face reading is to learn about symmetry. There are studies done on the University of Edinburgh, the longest study done on the world. It lasts 93 years. 93 years. Obviously, they have different teams doing the study, and they show people have asymmetry on the face. And when you find a person who have asymmetry, meaning that one side of the face is different to the other, eyebrows, foreheads, nose, whatever, more than 10 to 15 asymmetries is a person who have a volatile personality. And last week we did it with Amber and we did with Johnny. Guess what? Who is more asymmetry of both?
I don't know, but we'll stay to the end and find out.
Definitely.
All right, so let's go ahead and look at it. You were kind enough to provide some slides, and we're going to look at the first study. And this is what came out in July 2016. You put it up, and they're showing her face as literally being the golden ratio.
Those measurements were done by Dr. Silva in London, defining what is the Greek call the golden ratio. So from his measurement and the golden ratio, she should be a 91.8% perfect face. But when we did our symmetry study, guess what we found?
Well, I don't know. This is you taking his work and breaking that up.
Correct. We are not saying that the ratio is incorrect. What we're saying is we take it to another level. We compare. What we do is we have our own system. And in this case, we use the line he used to divide the face. We cut two right faces, that is in the right part of the screen. And we cut two left faces and we put it on the left side of the screen. So we can definitely see that. Let's start with forehead. On the right, she has flat forehead and a small one. On the business side, that is the left side of the picture, she has a round, bigger forehead. Her eyebrows are different. The position of the eyes is, so let's start. Size of the forehead, shape of the forehead, type of eyebrows, long of the eyebrows, eyes, shape of the eyes, nose, mouth, lips, cheeks, chin, and jaw. And type of ears, size of ears. We can keep going and going and going. In 2016, when they used this picture, we found out that she have all the features and all the measurements to determine she have a volatile personality. So maybe she can be beauty under the eyes, because for the non-trained brains, the brain tend to stabilize all the time. I like to put it like the justice balance, like funny. We're talking about justice balance today. So the brain tend to see beauty. Actually, Harvard did a study in 2001 that why advertisement modify the faces the way they do it, because when we don't see symmetry on the faces, our brain get confused and get more stuck with the image of the person than the product they're selling. So they're modifying the faces. You're not going to see, and sorry to bring the bubble of illusions, you're never going to see any advertisement when the model who's being used, either it's a kid The faces are not retouched by Photoshop. Why? Because help your brain to stabilize. So if you don't know where to look for, you're not going to find out how many asymmetries these people have. In this case, Amber is completely all over the place, and you can see it. I don't need to even tell you. I think in this case, like the phrase says, a picture is worth more than 1,000 words.
Sure. Now on the right, that's the relationship side or love
Mhm.
side.
Yeah,
Is
the
it
right.
me or does she look incredibly intense?
She is intense. Actually, when I talk about sons one, it has to do with the way we think, the process information. This is our intel. This has to do with money and our emotions, and this has to do with doing. If you can see on her personal side, and I'm going to keep repeating so people don't get confused, on the right side of the screen, her emotions, and you say how a person can have a bigger nose and one size than the other. That happened, human nature. No faces are
Mm.
perfect. The problem is how symmetry and asymmetry happen. On her personal side, she's more emotional, she's more volatile. When in the business side, she have a small nose, she's going to be more calculated, is going to be about thinking and doing. But in her personal side, you're going to see that the forehead that you measure, okay, do it with me. I, I always make you think, do weird things. So
Okay.
touch the two bump of the head. Doesn't matter if you're bald or not.
All
Touch the
right.
two bump of the head. Put
Mhm.
your two fingers on the top of the eyebrows. That is your zone one. From the
Okay.
top of your eyebrows to the tip of the nose, that is the
Mhm.
zone two. And from the
Right.
tip of the nose to the chin, that is the zone three.
Mhm.
If you can see, she have all the zones and can get confused because she have like volatile hair, like blow up
Right.
hair
Right.
from the style, but the zone one, two, and three are similar. So what happened? Think this is left brain, and this is right brain. So she's all the time overcompensating her emotions, what she should be doing, and what she's thinking. So if we have a person with the three zones that are similar and other features are more symmetrical, we wouldn't have such a volatile personality. But in this case, she have all this asymmetry on the face and top of have the three zones really equal. So if it's like you try to fit three things at the same time in the same place.
Mhm.
It's like you try to fit three circles inside another circle when all the circles are equal. You're going to
Mhm.
have a conflict all the time. You're going to try to squeeze one to get it inside another. That is what happened with her personality, at least. And this is the picture on 2016. And you're going to be amazed when we talk about the pictures during the trial.
All right. Let me
Any more
see.
questions about that
No,
picture?
no, that picture. I'm telling you, the right side, she just looks like she's in a rage or she's ready to attack. I mean, the right side is very, very strong, very, very fierce looking.
The intensity, and you're going to see, I'm sorry, you're going to see on the lower part of the eye, the lower eyelid is flat, and
Mm.
on the business side is round. When somebody doesn't trust you, if you, for example, doing a sales and suddenly the person have the eyes relaxed and you tell them the price and the lower part of the eyelids get flattened
Hmm.
from round to this, is a person who's not trusting you, is a person who is like squint your eyes. I like to, even though when face reading, I like to feel the feeling. So if you squint your eyes, you're going to feel that the lower part of your eyes are
Yeah,
flat. So you can see on her personal side, the lower eyelid is flat, when on the business side is round.
interesting, interesting. So now we're coming into another shot of her. Now, is this taken later?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is more recent than the
Yeah.
2016. She looks like on the right though, it's not as intense. I don't know if it's a wavering or uh, I don't know. It slightly more vulnerable. I'm not sure what to think.
Yeah. She looks scared. You see the mouth, the tension on the mouth.
Hmm.
Actually, we look for a similar picture on the hairdo on the face. So if you look on the picture on the right, she looked more intense with the mouth. The mouth become bigger.
Hmm.
Mouth is how we express our emotions. The upper part of the mouth is our personal side, the right brain. The lower lip is our business side, left brain. If you can see in this picture, you're going to see that it's a better proportion between her outside and emotions. So she become more outspoken and
Mm.
become telling more about the things that are happening. But in her business side, you're going to see the upper lip, the emotions are taken away from whatever is happening around her. Business side, she's not talking what happened. Personal side, she's really outspoken about everything happening.
Okay, fascinating. So,
And you are going to see another thing. You're going to
hmm,
see that the lower part of the face on his business side become smaller, become the pointy small chin. If you recall
hmm,
the witches on Disney, you're gonna see they have a couple of features. Actually, they use face readers to develop the characters, and is used in games, and way more things than you can expect. So, if you recall the witches on Disney or another movie, you're gonna see they have pointy eyebrows, they have
hmm,
long, pointy down nose, and they have pointy small chin. Pointy small chin is a person who is really sensitive when it's criticized. So when you tell something to them, you need to be careful that it's not taken as a criticism, but it's taken as a feedback. So it's like putting X on a moving car. You need to put so many cotton around them to not broken, because everything that you says can be taken completely different. And this has to do with the stamina, the way
hmm,
that we interact and the actions we have. So, in her business side, her stamina and her criticism and the way she is perceived by others, it's really sensitive. Now, on her personal side, we have something that it get again collide and conflict. She become having a bigger chin, again stamina, how much power, and she have a flat, straight chin. She's
hmm,
gonna say it like a minute. So it's one, two, three. It's like talking to a knife. She's gonna put it out there, and she even can. You can even feel like it's painful to talk to this person, because they're not gonna measure. They're not gonna have any filters. So on her personal side, she is no filter. On her business side, everything that you tell her, she feels that she's attacked. Put it together, and we see the videos and we see the recordings, and we can understand what is going on.
yeek. All right. So, to calm things down, we're going to take a quick peek at Johnny and how he might be a little bit different. So,
Yeah, I'm
that's the
gonna try
basic
to
shot.
put his picture here. So I have his picture because we have a small monitor. Funny is that people was expecting for Johnny Depp to have a more asymmetrical face. One of the first things that got my attention is the high of the ears. He have really high ears, process information really fast. But if you can see, he have different ears. On his personal side, he's more traditional, meaning his ears are more attached to the head. Can you see it? Make
Hmm.
sense?
Yeah,
Now,
closer.
on his business side, he's thinking outside the box all the time. You can see the top of the ears are, if you've seen in all the entrepreneurs who have inventing things from, what we used to call entrepreneurs, like today it used to be Einstein or Tesla,
Hmm.
Elon Musk, you like it or hate it, they have that characteristic. Our ears,
Mm.
our antenna, how we receive information. So when you give me information in my personal side, then I put the hearts there. Sorry, I forgot on the other ones. So on his personal side, he's more traditional. He want to have the family, and actually, if you look on his love history, he has been more traditional. He hold
Mm.
long relationship. He has been engaged. He have been married. He hold a marriage for a long time. He have kids. In
Mhm.
her case, she was more untraditional. She's bisexual, openly saying that she is looking for more experience. Not as a criticism. We're talking as a profiler standpoint, where I don't care who you
Mhm.
are. I care about what I read. And some people take this really harsh, but it's the truth. I cannot put my emotions because I will be biased. So in his business side, he's always thinking outside the box. Now, another thing, people get confused with his ears because he's wearing rings. But if
Hmm.
you see on the left side, he's wearing a ring that is along the earlobe. But on the right side, he have a small ring. Can you put the picture before, please,
Sure.
to show something?
Yep.
So now you can see that he have two different ears. His business ear is smaller,
Mm.
but because we have the long ring, we have the feeling that he have both ears the same, but actually they're not. In his
Hmm.
business side, he is more visual. He need more time to process information, and he tend to be overloaded with images if he doesn't control his environment. On his personal side, he have a longest ear. And people who have different long of the ears and they're famous and they have a stylist, they tend to do what Johnny Depp has done with the earrings. So visually, if you don't have a trained eye, it's like, oh, they look the same. There are no difference between both, but there is a difference. Can you see it?
Yeah, if I zoom in, it's not apparent. The earrings do make a difference. It's visually very hard to not be tricked by the earrings.
Yeah, that's where I pointed, because it's funny that he's compensated on his business side and the way. So he's a better listener on his personal side, and he's going to be a person who's going to go more with not a speed, but consistency. If you're consistency late, he's not going to believe on you that you say you're going to be on time. For him, you're late. So now when he's, yeah,
Famously,
that's,
he's always late, so that is funny.
well, he's late because he's about the forest, not about the tree. Has to do with the two distance between the inner counter of the eyes. Inner
Mhm.
counter of the eyes is where the eye end start, and the outer counter is where the eye finish. And he have a lot of distance. Actually, if you grab one eye and you measure it, you measure one eye, put it on
Mhm.
the middle between the inner counter, you're going to see that you can fit one eye and you're going to have some space between. That
Mm.
meaning that I have the same. I have a person 3 times a week that I met. She correct my articles. She correct my PowerPoints and says, Susan, don't you see that the bullet points are all over the place? Like, no, the information is there. That's why I have you to make it perfect. So it's about the tree. I need to have the information. I tend to like, okay, I need to make sure that everything is perfect. Ooh, it's late. I need to reboot my computer. I always do the same. Not because I'm late, it's because I need to make sure that everything is on the way it need to be more than the time. Thank God that I have so many timers, so I don't tend to lose my trains. But when I go from the forest to the city, I'm going 15 minutes early to the train station because I don't want to lose the train because I don't want to be driving, but I tend to be late. So with the people that I work with, they think that I'm always early. But the truth to be told, I put my clock 45 minutes before, so I'm late based on my calendar,
Mhm.
but I'm
Mhm.
early based on my clients, and he does the same.
Old trick. So to close out,
Yeah.
what with this difference in what you're seeing in their faces, does this help explain the volatility that we are hearing about in the courtroom, or does that ring true to your mind and your studies?
Oh yeah, it can see that he can be one of the things that when people overdo Botox, and she have overdone it. And I work with a person who does Botox for my clients, and I send all my friends because we talk about the things that you can minimize. She have froze all the things on her forehead. The forehead has to do. You see how shiny.
Hmm.
So because she have two different forehead, on her personal life, she's like an engineer, straightforward. But on her business side, she's created. Again, between created and getting done. So because she froze all the lines on the forehead, she is withdrawing the possibilities to think outside the box and be doing more research. If you see, he have few lines, and some of the lines overload. That meaning that we call it the Einstein lines, meaning that he have a lot of things beside what he does for work. He's an amazing guitar player, correct, or
Hmm.
bass? guitar playing. Actually, I think you say it in one of your shows. This he's considered one of the best out there, and he should be keep playing guitar and stop
Yeah, his
acting.
bandmate Steven, not Steven Tyler, Joe Perry, who is more well known for being the lead guitarist for Aerosmith, said that Johnny Depp is the best guitar player he knows. And they play together with Alice Cooper, and that's some heady company.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is that he have a few interests and he's more intelligent, and because you're gonna see the upper lip is thinner, the emotions than he is more aware or slow to talk about his emotions and express his emotion. And something that is sad, that his eyes are turned down and his mouth is turned down, so everything that he perceives is sadness and depressed, and the way he communicate his language is not warm, it's more low, and he cope with humor, and you see that in interviews, and you can see that on the courtroom that he's coping with humor. Some people says like it's misrespecting that he is laughing. Like, no, you need to understand that he's highly introvert beside to be shy, because you can be an introvert and not to be shy, but he's both. So the way people like him cope is with humor, trying to laugh and to bring people to him. He's always the clown. And I'm not saying he's better than she is, but now we can explain why two people with so many asymmetries is only doomed to fail, because they're going to be crashing all the time.
Oh, perfect. And that leaves the last question for all of you. What do you think? Do you agree with what Susan is saying? What do you see when you look at the pictures? How do you perceive the differences? And have you even thought about it? Please comment below, and you can check out Susan. I have links to her YouTube channel in the description. And Susan, thank you so much.
Thanks to you for having me back.